Hey, Assalamualaikum. This is Ayman Masood. Obviously, this is for my channel, That Blind Girl. I am currently sitting at LAX. I'm waiting to board to go to Pakistan. You can hear my parents in the back. You can hear the announcements. Basically, what has happened is so we checked in, obviously, like everyone else. Our luggage was overweight, some suitcases, so we had to repack. So that took a moment. And then we were able to, we actually got into a shorter line. And why? Because of my cane. But anyway, we had to repack. So anyway, it in the end, it kind of did take us some time. And then going up to security, we got into the special assistance line. So if you know anyone who travels with a disability, they should get into the special assistance line. And then now we're just sitting at the gate. And yeah, that's it. Stop recording. Hey, Assalamualaikum. This is Ayman Masood. And of course, this is my channel, That Blind Girl. I have been in Pakistan since December 23rd. Of course, if you remember the last video I made, that was from LAX airport. Since then, I've been really, really, really busy. I thought I would make one at Istanbul airport, but we were looking for the gate the whole time during like the entire layover. And mind you, that was a 3-hour layover. So, but Istanbul airport is very big. As a blind person, every airport is a little different. There's a lot of different sounds, a lot of different smells. Istanbul airport, of course, some of the sounds are the same, like, you know, the announcements for the different airlines and stuff. But the smells can be very different. The feeling of the airport. Istanbul airport has this feeling of vastness, of being really, really big. That lots of other airports don't have, though most airports are very, very big. But Istanbul airport just has that feeling. LAX doesn't have that feeling, but Istanbul airport does. So anyway, then after you know, finally finding the gate, we went to Karachi, and Karachi airport has its own very, very distinct smell that you can smell only in Karachi airport. Actually that smell kind of is all over Karachi, so it's the Karachi smell. It's a little bit strong in the nose, but anyway, Karachi airport does not have that vast, that feeling that you're in a big, big place, like Istanbul airport does. Like I said, LAX doesn't have that feeling. And at Karachi airport, it's one thing is that there is no special assistance line when you're at immigration or at customs. And not every airport has a special assistance line. And I mean, they kind of put us in the line that that is for like the airline crew. Of course, special has different meanings everywhere. So special in Karachi, at Karachi airport, doesn't just mean like you have a disability. It could also mean that you're special, like you've been referred by someone. So that is a thing to to be aware of when you're here. Just an FYI. Anyway, when we got out of the airport, my mom went to my mom's side of the family. Basically, she went to my grandparents' house, and I went with my dad to his cousin's house, and they're in the same city, obviously, but different parts of Karachi. And then we ate some breakfast. My dad and I, we were joined by his cousin, my uncle, and then my uncle from Houston was there with us, not at breakfast, but from the airport to the house. And then my uncle from Houston, who's my dad's brother, he went and he slept a little because it was super early in the morning. We got there at like 4:30, and we met up with our family at like 5. So super early. Everyone had to be super early in the morning. So anyway, we stayed at I stayed at my dad's side for about a week, actually less than a week, about 5 days or so. And then on that first day that we came, my dad and I joined my uncle, my dad's brother from Houston, and his daughter, his younger daughter, who had come to Pakistan for the first time, and we joined them. And we went to the center of Karachi, to a market called Zainab Market. Zainab Market, from a blind person's perspective, is very noisy, and you hear lots of these vendors selling their stuff, and you're gonna hear them call out. You're gonna hear them trying to attract customers. You're gonna hear them, dealing with customers. Bargaining is a huge thing. You hear people, you hear customers and stall owners going back and forth on prices. My dad is more of an expert on this than my uncle, and so he was dealing with all the bargaining. Sorry, you're gonna hear voiceover in this video. I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum, but you're gonna hear that. after after Zainab Market, we went to this other place called Empress Market. And then from Empress Market, and it's called Empress Market because it was named after Queen Victoria, so it's a very old market. We got some spices from there. And then after Empress Market, we finally went home, which was basically my dad's cousin's house. I was super tired by this time. But then we went to my aunt's house right next door, and we had dinner there. I was super tired, but I managed to eat some food. And then I actually slept at like 9 p.m., which is even better than the time I sleep at back in the U.S. Then the next day was Wednesday, December 24th. And on that day, I went to visit my mom and at my grandparents' house, and my dad went with me, and there we visited with my aunt and uncles. My uncle from my mom's brother from Islamabad came also. It was really good being with family and everything. And then my dad and I and my mom, we went to this market called KDA Market. It's also called Number 3 because it's in Block 3. And what we did there, that was of course lots of shopping as well. Not a lot, but some shopping. And so it's not as like crowded as Zainab Market and Empress Market, but it's pretty crowded. There's still quite a lot of people. By the way, to go to KDA Market, we took a rickshaw from my grandparents' house to KDA Market. I hadn't been in a rickshaw since 2001. And so this was quite an experience to get on a rickshaw after 25 years. It's a wild ride with the rickshaw. You feel a lot of stuff. Obviously, you hear more sounds than you do if you're inside a car, because a rickshaw is covered from the top, but it's open on both sides, kind of like a golf cart, like a covered golf cart. But it's motorized. So you hear a lot. You hear a lot more sounds. You're kind of in the action. It feels like you're more in the action. You feel the wind in your face, coming from both sides. If the roads are bumpy, and many of them are here, then you feel the bumps a lot more. You have more of that roller coaster feeling. But it's a fun experience especially after a very long time. So yeah, we took the rickshaw to and from KDA Market to my grandparents' house. And then we went my dad and I went back to my dad's cousin's house at night, and my dad's cousin basically took us there. Because he works in a nearby in the hospital near my grandparents' house, actually. And so on his way back from work, he kind of picked us up, and so that was nice of him. And honestly, it's really good traveling with him through the city. So we went back. We went back there, and that night we also slept pretty early, again around 9 or 10. And then the next day was December 25th. My dad and my uncle from Houston hosted a party at a restaurant. All of our family was invited, and then that after that party, my dad and I joined my uncle from Houston and my cousin, his daughter, and we went to this market called Tariq Road. Tariq Road is also a very busy place, extremely busy. You hear a lot of people, a lot of traffic. Hey, assalamualaikum everyone. This is Ayman Masood, and this is my channel, That Blind Girl. I am sitting at Karachi Airport, Jeddah International Airport. You can hear a lot of sounds, and this airport here, the departure gate is full of sounds, but I can tell as a blind traveler. A whole bunch of sounds. There's a kid crying in the background. There's what sounds like an airplane idling, but it's probably not an airplane, I'm not sure. And a whole bunch of announcements, boarding announcements. Anyway, I am just sitting here at the gate, waiting to go to Istanbul.